Welcome to Milk TCG, this is Milk, and today let's talk about this new meta and cards that was really good and before Django got suspended and now there is not that good. And now we can trade those cards in from our main deck and sideboard for another cards that can be better in this new meta. And for sure, this is my opinion. I think this can happen, this new meta. This is just speculation. We don't know how the meta will goes out without Django, Triple Dark Raid, and DJ, because most of people were talking about this. We already know that something will be, they will do something about it, but not like with these three cards, maybe an Errata or War Juggernaut or something like that, but Triple Dark Raid, Django Fat, and DJ. So let's talk about this. So here, let's start with this Quillan that made top 8 and Liverpool sector. And as we can see here in this list, we have Electromagnetic Pulse in the main deck and one in the sideboard. And the other thing here is one Commandeer in the main deck and one in the sideboard. And I really think we don't need Commandeer anymore right now. Commandeer is an insane card against Triple Dark Raid, and we don't have Triple Dark Raid anymore. I know sometimes you, Commandeer in Quillan and in another decks like Cadbane, like Garsax, or all other yellow decks that have Commandeer, 99% you use Commandeer and in a Triple Dark Raid unit, or like to win against. You're against Django, you just need to hit 3, and then you can use like an MP3 rate and hit for 3, stuff like that. But you can use like against Quillan, you play against Quillan, you draw commands, you can use like in Falcon, stuff like that, red 5, but it's not that good, right? You're paying 5 resources to attack for 3, take control of this unit and bounce it. Don't look that good, right? I rather play like Waylay, just bounce this. I know I will not do 3 damage in your base right now, but I Waylay, then I can play a Craft Smuggler, something like that, right? You can do other stuff. Like, Commandeer don't is that good like you think. And still have the downside that you can only take control of a unit that is not, that didn't have a pilot. So, and now that we don't have Django anymore, the meta will be, I think, less fast than it is like 2 days ago, right? So I think that meta was really fast, and now will be a little bit slower. Like, it's not slow, but it's going to be a little bit slower than it was. So I think upgrade decks and pilot decks can be good now. And why that? Because like I said about the fast of the game, because we don't have Django there anymore just to win in the turn 4 or 3. And not just that, because you don't have the Django anymore to exhaust your unit. So sometimes you just create a big unit and you open, okay, I'll exhaust this. Okay, so I would lose right now. So yeah, so we Commandeer don't look that good now, because if you're going to see more pilot decks, you can't take control of those units. You don't want to use this just to capture a green squadron or something like that, right? To attack for 3, then bounce. It's rather like play Waylay, something like that. And Electromagnetic Pulse is the same thing. We can see Electromagnetic Pulse can be a good card, because like I said, we can see pilots, so we can see a lot of huge vehicles with a lot of attack and health and HP, because we have pilots and upgrades kind of stuff. So Electromagnetic Pulse can be good, but it's here more to Triple Dark Raid, because your opening play is ready, so you need to stop this right now. And sometimes you don't want to use Waylay right now because you want to play something else. And sometimes your opponent have more action, so you need to spend your resources, otherwise he will just claim or something like that. Then Electromagnetic Pulse fix this because it's only 1 resource, so you can spend like 4 resources, and with if you have in turn 4 with 5 resources, you can play like Ahsoka or 2, cost 2 units. Then you still have Electromagnetic Pulse to use and stop Triple Dark Raid. But we don't have Triple Dark Raid anymore, so maybe you don't need this card. You can change this from your main deck and start the board maybe. But we need to see how the meta goes out. But in my opinion, personally, I will take it out this from my deck right now. So yeah. This is I supposed to explain this here, but I explained there in the list, right? So now another thing that I can explain here is it costs 1 unit in Quillan, because we have Carter, Turncoat, and Soldier of this battalion. So we maybe will not see this costume a lot anymore because we have a lot of Jangos that made top 8 that have like Force Order, Greedo, and Ice Beige, and the Guavian, I think it's Guavian, like the 2-3 bounty. So yeah, you can play Quillan turn 1 to defeat those units, not the Guav because it's 2-3, but at least you can ping and then Turrican Town, right? But maybe you don't need this anymore. I don't hate cost 1 units in Quillan because sometimes you take your opponent by surprise. You can play 2 unit this turn. Maybe you can play Leia and ready a resource, then play something. So yeah, it's good. But you don't need like too much anymore like to beat Django, because if you're playing against Django, he played 2 cost 1 units in turn 1 and you don't do nothing, like you just play a unit in space, don't ping there. This is really bad for you because he's going to be really aggressive in the next turns and the other ones. So yeah. Here now we'll have this Anakin Colossus, the top 4 in Liverpool sector. And as you can see here, this list is really good against... I think it's really good against Django because we have Shoot Down, we have Directed Hit, we have Concord Down, so we have Sentinel in space, we have Shoot Down that defeats something in space due to damage in the base, something like that. We have Directed Hit, so and this is a cost 4. So if your opponent plays with Dark Raid, you can defeat right now this unit, right? So yeah, let's talk about these removals here. I really think Shoot Down is a good card. Maybe you can take it out from your main deck, but I really think that can be good in this new meta, because like I said, we can see more pilots, more space units, and kind of stuff. So if your opponent like plays Green Squadron, you can just shoot down in turn 1, defeat and do 2 damage in the base. You are already ahead in the damage because you're playing with 35 HP and you already did 2 damage, right? And defeat something, so it's good. But I think depending on your meta and your local meta, we will not have Django anymore, so maybe you can take this out. But it's not that bad. And now we don't have triple direct raid anymore. Maybe you don't need direct hit in the main deck. Maybe not even in the sideboard, because Anakin, I think he can deal with space good, because he have like the Concord down, the Red Squadron. Red Squadron is a 5-2, right? Because you will play, you can do 2 damage to draw a card, then the next turn you can use Anakin's ability to attack for 5. So you can defeat Concord down, you can do this, you can defeat a lot of space units that have upgrades. So yeah, and sometimes you don't even need to do 2 damage to draw a card, because you want to attack and be alive with Red Squad, so maybe defeat 2 units, right? So yeah, I think you can handle the space really well. You have a Covered Ring that maybe is a card that you can change too, because you don't need to worry anymore about the exhaust thing about Jungle, right? Like, you can deploy Anakin, now you know I will not be exhausted by just 1 ping. He still has Secret Source, he can play Ruthless Raid, I don't care anymore, man. You can do this damage in my Anakin, you will not exhausted. I know you can play, no good to me that and kind of stuff. We will see more of those things in this new meta. But for sure, maybe we don't need this covering the wing anymore. I don't put it in the slide, so I'm talking here right now, because maybe you don't need this shield anymore. Shield is good against like Turrican Town. We'll continue in the Turrican Town meta, but I don't think it's necessary anymore, right? And for sure, Directed Hit, because you don't need to deal with that unit right now. Because if your opponent plays in turn 3, huge War Juggernaut, to attack for 7, attack for 8, attack for 9 in your base, you can just use Directed Hit. The War Juggernaut will not bounce to your opponent's hand because you defeated, and he will not do damage in your base. But you don't need this anymore because we don't have triple dark raid anymore. So maybe you can put this in the side or take it out of your deck. In here, Ruthless Raider, like I said, War Juggernaut, and shield things, because the problem here is not just the problem of Django is not just you can like exhaust things, is that you can bring something exhausting and ready with triple dark raid. So you don't have this anymore. And Astral Sanctuary is a good, amazing card against triple dark raid, because if your opponent play, and it's the same thing that I said about the electromagnetic pulse, because it's just cost 2, so you can do your stuffs, lose some actions to wait the triple dark raid to use direct sanctuary. So if your opponent place triple upgrade, you can exhaust this vehicle unit, then give a shield to your cost 3 unit or less, which is amazing. So you avoid the exhaust in the next turn because your unit have shield or something like that. So yeah, these avoid triple upgrade and Jango Fett. We don't have any of this anymore, so we don't have triple upgrade, so you just exhaust something. You don't have Jango Fett to put a shield again to avoid being exhausted. So jetpack is the same thing. Sometimes I was talking about with my friends about Quillan, because they're playing Quillan. I said, why you don't play with jetpack? Because maybe if you're struggling to play against Jango Fett, maybe you can play with jetpack, because Jango Fett always will have more actions than you in the turn 4, because he deploy, he through product raid, he plays something ready, he attacks, he do a lot of stuff, so you will have them just in the next turn. So what if you just, okay, I might Quillan have a hot shot or something like that, I don't know, but he's exhausted, I don't have nothing else to do, I will claim next turn, I would just play jetpack my Quillan. Now he's attacking for 7, because I have a hot shot too, maybe, and have a shield. You can't exhaust. The only thing that you can exhaust now is if you play triple dark raid and fall Devastator, but if you don't, I will attack you for 7 or more with surprise strike or something like that. Can be good, but now you don't need this anymore. And a Assault Sanctuary, I said to a friend of mine too, he's playing Kazuda, and he's struggling a lot. He's saying in the group chat that it's so frustrating to play against Jango. I hate this deck. I can't win this deck. Man, play with Restock Sanctuary. You will see that your gameplay will be so much better with this, because you can exhaust the triple dark raid, put a shield in your huge unit, because you can deploy your leader in a cost 3 unit. So now you're protected for the next turn from exhaust and stuff like that. And he said that he started to win a lot with this Restock Sanctuary in the main deck. So yeah, you don't need this anymore. So what can be good now? Not just playing like taking out the cards right now. Let's talk about things that you can put in the main deck maybe, and lists that we can see more often right now in this new meta. So pilots and upgrades, like I said before, right? Because I look here just to illustrate this, like the upgrade thing. But yeah, we can see more pilots and upgrades right now because we don't have junk to exhaust anymore. So Lux can be really good in this new meta, because the thing here is, when your opponent plays a card, if the opponent paid less than the card's cost to play it, ready or exhaust a unit. So yeah, if your opponent plays like this, look is not the right one to put it here, because the pilots cost more. But if you like Chewbacca, that is a cost 5, and the pilot is for 3, you're paying less. So then you can trigger Lux, you can exhaust him any card that you want from your opponent, or like you can ready your unit. So you can ready maybe a Quillan with hotshot or something like that, right? And Lux was really good against triple dark raid, but the problem is like your opponent can play triple dark raid, final Ruthless, defeat Lux, and you still can trigger the thing and exhaust Ruthless, but you lose your Lux, right? But now you don't have triple dark raid anymore, and Lux is still good. And if we can see more pilots in this new meta, Lux will be really good. And the other thing here still is that he's a cost 2. So if you're playing against Quillan, you can play maybe he say pass, maybe you say pass and he plays something, then you can play Lux. The problem is that you die for a cost 3, a cost 2 with shield like Cap Smuggler or L3. But if you're the Quillan player, you can take out the shield. So if you want to trade, you trade, right? And in another match against pilots, they probably will not use this L3. Instead, they will play more in space, and your Lux will be safe, right? So yeah. And here Paul Dameron, because he can discard defeat actually, right? An upgrade, and pilots is upgrade. So yeah, I don't need to tell much about this card. This card is insane, and we probably will see more Sabine right now. And yeah, we have here Confiscate, the same thing as a Poe, but it's just for cost 1, right? It's not a unit, but you can defeat any upgrade with this, including leader, not the Luke Skywalker pilot leader, but yeah. We have Aggression too. We can see more double red decks maybe right now, like Kylo and Major Vonreg, like full aggressive glass cannon decks, right? And we have here defeat up to 2 upgrades. You can defeat 2, which is amazing, and do 4 damage in something. Maybe draw a card. You get to decide. So yeah, Han is back. I know they suspended the DJ, but this don't mean that Han Solo is bad, because DJ was really good, but we can see more Han Solo green, cause Han Solo green don't like. We have some lists that play with DJ because you can play with tech, but it's not good to play without tech because you need to play Smuggle for 9, so it's not that good. So some lists not even use DJ. Maybe, I think they can use just like for a 3-5, and maybe if you have tech you can DJs, but you don't have DJ anymore. So maybe we can see Han Green back, and this is good because Han Solo is. It's not like. Let me back here. Han Solo is not like Django was in set 4. Han Solo in set 3 was way healthier than Django, and Han Solo is good because it's the Rock's Paper Scissors. Han Solo beats Sabine, Sabine beats Quillan, Quillan beats Han Solo, and we have this triangle, and we have now more decks like Piet Blue and kind of stuff. So Han Solo is healthy for the meta right now. So yeah, because we can see more Sabines in Han Solo. Like I said, we fix this, then Quillan fix Han Solo and kind of stuff. So yeah, we will see more Han Solo, so we can use No Good to Me Dad now in the main deck. We have a lot of Cat Banes that put the Good to Me Dad in the sideboard, but we can put this now in the main deck because we probably will see more Han Solo, more Sabines with the Dark Saber right now for sure. And like I said, we have a Restock Sanctuary that can be good because we're still in a meta of Tarkin Town. So yeah. We don't have to product rate anymore, but we can exhaust Han Solo. We can put a shield on something that we can maybe, let's say, with surprise strength, something like that. If we're playing yellow, for sure, because we're playing Restock Sanctuary. But yeah, even in Quillan can be good. But if the Tarkin Town should continue to be really dominant in the meta, Restock Sanctuary can still be good. Like said here about the Tarkin Town. So yeah, DJ is gone. This means this Bosk control can be really good. I think the best counter to Bosk is supposed to be Han Solo yellow, because you can do a lot of damage and you still can do the DJ play and just late the game of Bosk too soon in the game. So you don't give the time the Bosk needs. Bosk just lose, like, if you use like one DJ, the match is almost over. You can still recover from this, but it's almost over. Then if you do like with tech, probably is over, but yeah. But if you do like twice, the game, man, is so bad to Bosk, right? So now we don't have the J anymore. So yeah, we can see Bosk again. And one card that is amazing against hard control is Planetary Bombardment, because deal 8 indirect damage to a player, and you don't even need to have capital ship in your deck, because Bosk don't have units. Like, have some like Persian, maybe the client, something like that, but it's most of them is late game units. Maybe you already deal with those units. And I think the boss that won the sector right now was way less units than ever. And yeah, Planetary Bombardment is really good because he doesn't have a unit. So 8 damage is 8 damage in the base. You do your stuff, put your pressure, put damage in the base, then the late game, okay, Planetary Bombardment, kind of stuff. And we have Luck and Phantom 2 that most of the Jangos taking out this from the sideboard. And this is one of the reasons that Bosk won the sector, because Jangos were not expecting hard control. So they take off everything to win against hard control, because we don't have anymore. Then Bosk won. So now we can see hard control and control decks, mid-range decks coming back to the game. So Lurkin Defense should be really good in this new meta. And here the same thing, Palpatine Blue or kind of stuff, right? And here, just to mention, Restock, maybe if you're playing with mid-range green villainy, if you're playing with Bosk, Anakin too, Palpatine, all of those mid-ranges or control decks, I think you should consider to put at least one Restock in your main deck or in the sideboard, depending on your local meta. But I honestly would play with 2. Maybe one in the main deck, one in the sideboard. That Anakin that I showed before, he played with 2 in the sideboard and it was really good. I think in my video that I posted recently, I played against hard control deck. And I just won the game by this Restock. So yeah. We have here mid-range villain like Kira, like Krennic, like Asajj now that we're seeing a lot. So yeah, Channel Syndulla is really amazing and against this match, because he ramps, you ramp. And yeah, even for Sabine, right, you can play Chance Syndulla in turn 3 against Kira, and this changes everything, because he needs to deal with a 5/4 unit, and next turn you can wreck her now because you will have 6 resources in the next turn, right? So yeah, this changed everything about the meta. Chance to duel against ramp decks is insane, so you need to be aware of this. So yeah, we're going to a new meta. So like I said, this is all speculation. This is all my opinion, based on and what I see in the Petronaki, in the gameplays and kind of stuff. So we can see more decks. I think Boba Fett new should be like, he loses Triple Dark Raid due of Django, right? Because Boba Fett's Triple Dark Raid was not a big problem. Like, I don't think we saw one in the top 8 of any of the 3 sectors. But yeah, he just got the crossfire right here. But yeah, without Triple Dark Raid, he's, I would not say bad, but it's not that good like supposed to. We can saw troll control decks, like, or the green with exploit now. We can see Major Von Reg, that is a really aggressive deck that we can see too. We have Poldemon with the upgrade stuffs, and maybe this combo with Poldemon can be good now. We will not have Django to ping, to exhaust, to circumsound kind of stuff. We have Kazuda now too, that is a that he suffers a lot for the Django, because you can create a big unit, but your opponent will ever exhaust his every turn. So yeah, so now we can see more of Kazuda, more new decks. The meta will change a lot. So this is it. So yeah, this is the 3 cards that got suspended. So what do you guys think about everything that I said here? What are you going to play with? And if you're a Django Circumcile, I hate you. No, I can't even not hate you, but what are you going to play right now? Because you don't have your deck anymore. If you're playing with Boba Triple Dark Raid, will you change your deck, or you will just, okay, try to play without Triple Dark Raid or something like that? Tell here in the comment what you guys thinking about it. And yeah, see you in the next video.